Okay, the rooms are ready to go, so I'll launch them whenever you guys are ready.
Great, Leslie. Thank you so much.
No problem.
We'll just give people a few more minutes to pop in, and then we will start the meeting.
Perfect.
Nadej and Leslie, I know you're both here. If either of you have any photos that you would like to share about our gala, while we're waiting to start the meeting, everyone, please think about purchasing a ticket to attend our biggest fundraiser of the year on May 22nd. It's at Diker Beach Golf Course, Thursday from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. We've got a beautiful buffet dinner. We have an open bar. We've got dancing. We have a great DJ who is a tech alum. We'd really love you attending the meeting. So we will, throughout the meeting, we'll put a link in so you can purchase tickets. But we'd love for you to be there. It's gonna be a great big party. But we've got some wonderful things that you can purchase raffle tickets to get. We've got Nick's tickets that are right behind the celebrity tickets. So we're going to have some great items. So please consider coming. And even if you don't win, it's going to be a great night. We've got great food, great friends, dinner, dancing. It's going to be a great night. So please purchase your ticket and come and just celebrate with us, May 22nd.
Thanks, Kim.
Thanks, Amy, for putting that in there. And if for some reason you're not able to attend on May 22nd, we have a wish list from Amazon. If you'd like to donate an item that we can use for our raffle prizes, that'd be great as well. Thank you. We're going to have some performances that Mr. Trombetta, the AP of music, he's going to have his jazz band performing. We're looking to have the Lady Dragons and also a couple of other dance troupes come and perform. So it would be a great night to celebrate Brooklyn Tech. Somebody else needs to shout it out too, because I'm sounding kind of pathetic at this point.
No, you sound amazing, Kim. Thanks. And currently the tickets are $140. They will go up to $150 as of May 1st. So grab those tickets while they're still at $140.
And on the evening of our event, we are going to have a live auction. Mr. Newman is very nice. Every year he provides a tour of Brooklyn Tech along with lunch with him. And we'll be doing a live auction that night. So you have to be there to win. Thank you. All right, Tiffany, you think we're good to start?
Yes, we are.
All righty. And Leslie, you're all set as co-host, so we're good.
Yep, good to go.
All right, Vito, do you want to share the minutes from last meeting? So we're going to go ahead and start the meeting. We're going to take a second as our neighbor takes the trash barrels down the driveway while we start minutes. Vito is going to share a screen, but I saw that Nadej wisely put in what I neglected. Our dinner at Diker Golf Course on May 22nd. It's an open bar buffet. It's going to be a great night with lots of food, lots of drink, and we also have They have a self parking lot too. If you aren't able to take mass transit, they've got a very spacious parking lot.
And the most important thing is we encourage all the parents to participate this event for the fundraising so we can raise more fund to support our children.
Kim?
Yes.
So I'd like to make a motion to waive the reading, and I'm just gonna put this up here, and I'll leave this up for a few minutes.
Yes, that sounds great. Second. And so we're going to give you a couple of seconds to read the minutes and then we will take to approve the minutes. You have to
We hear the echo.
I'm trying to fix it.
Do you understand? I'm muted now. Hello? Did you move it to the second screen? Vito?
Don't talk to me.
Just asking you the second.
Yes.
screen. Well, how's that a problem?
Oh, we're sharing the minutes, right?
Okay, does everybody need any more time? Raise your hand. Okay, great. Okay, great. Make a motion to approve the minutes.
It's Ken. I motion, and we need a second.
And approve your motion because I can't hear.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Or third.
Thank you.
All right, great. Thank you, everyone. Ken, would you like to go ahead and give your report?
Sorry. Yes, I'll be happy to. And let me just get my slide up there. I think you guys can all see, right?
Yes, we can. Thank you, Ken.
So, excuse my voice. For the month of March, our revenue increased by over $39,000, with $7,000 coming from our annual appeal, $1,000 from gala ticket sales, $24,000 from merchandise sale that took place during the open house, and $6,500 from sponsorship. This brings our total year-to-date revenue to slightly above $318,000, and we are currently at 78% of our annual fundraising target. Moving to the expenses, we spent almost $29,000 covering a number of initiatives. These include $13,000 on fundraising expenses for merchandise purchases, Spring Gala software, and donation credit card fees. Also in March, we spent close to $4,000 to provide special financial support for senior families who cannot afford the graduation package, and purchase several Chromebooks for students in financial hardship with no access to electronic devices to complete their schoolwork. Continuing on, we provide $6,000 to Mr. Newman, $2,000 in diversity initiatives, $1,000 spent on PA hospitality, and the remaining $1,600 on club and remaining invoices on teachers' wish list. That brings our total year-to-date spending to $240,000, leaving us with a net income of about $78,000. And at the end of March, our cash reserve was about 480,000 in the bank. So that pretty much wraps up my report. I'll send it back to you, Kim and Tiffany. Thank you.
Thank you, Ken.
Thanks, Ken. At this time, we would actually like to ask Leslie and the judge if they could talk a little bit about our gala, because this is a huge fundraiser for us every year. Leslie, take it away.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you guys for joining us. Yes, so as Kim said, our annual gala is approaching. It's May 22nd. It's a Thursday. It's at Diker Beach Club or Golf Club. It's from 6 to 10. It's our huge annual fundraiser for the year, as Sharon said, very important. If you guys participate, it will support our school and everything that we can do for our scholars. The tickets are currently $140, which include your admission, open bar, your food. So, you know, kind of includes everything. Plus, you guys can win some amazing prizes. We have Knicks tickets. We have a tour with Mr. Newman. We have a living room laugh package that's worth $2,500. We have a photo shoot with a hotel stay. Like, you name it, we have it. It's kicks and cocktails, so feel free to wear a nice gown with some sneakers or just sneakers, whatever you guys want to do. And that's it. It's fast approaching. The tickets are there. They'll go up to $150 May 1st. And again, it's mainly about the purpose of us doing it is to really make a difference in our scholars' career at BTHS. So if you have any questions, I'm here regarding the gala. Nadish, if you want to say anything.
No, I think you covered everything.
Okay. All righty, guys. Thank you.
I don't know, maybe when you said wear kicks, wear something in addition to those sneakers. That's all we're asking, because you know it's PG-13.
Yeah,
that's all
I didn't mean just sneakers. Yeah, sorry
Yeah,
about that. Yeah,
that's
no,
all,
we have
you
the
know,
good clothing,
the greatest
but
kicks,
good
but just a little something extra with those kicks. Thank you.
Yes. And we're still looking for donations. So if you
Yes,
guys
please.
still want to donate anything, we're open to it. We'll put the form in the chat that you guys can just scan and fill out a donation form. Or if you know a company that may want to donate, we're still accepting donations. Thank you.
Thanks, Leslie. I'm just teasing you. So tonight we have
I'm
four.
so sorry, Kim. I just wanted to add
Go.
I'm just putting the donations link in the chat, but for those who, you know, you may not like shopping or you don't want to, you know, have anything, you don't have any ideas, we also have the Amazon wish list, which is just what it says, is a wish list. So if you just want to go on and pick something that we kind of determined from Amazon, you can also just purchase straight from our wish list, and it'll get delivered to us, and it will be raffled off or auctions off at the gala. So thank you.
Hi, everyone. So I think all of you are here tonight because we've got four great topics and from four companies that have been great supporters of Brooklyn Tech PA. Every year, you know, they give us money to support the PA and do all the wonderful things that we do. And so what we're going to do right now is we're going to have these four companies give a brief description of the topics that they're going to discuss. And when they're done, then you will have the option to go to a breakout room and hear more from those speakers. And when they're done, you know, with their presentation, you'll have an opportunity to ask some questions. I'm looking for Stacy from Crimson to start the presentation, but I'm not seeing Stacy. If you're there, could you give us a shout out if you are there?
I'll be leading it today. Stacy was.
Oh, okay, great, Aiden. Hello, thank you so much. All right, so Aiden, we're going to turn it over to you because the topic that Crimson has chosen is the 10 tips for high school parents of each grade level on top college admissions. This is going to be a 3 to 5 minute presentation, but then again, after the 4 presentations, you'll have an opportunity to go hear more from Aiden in the breakout room. Thanks,
Super.
Aiden.
Thanks so much, Kim. Appreciate it. Good evening, everyone. It's great to be here. I'm a former New York high school graduate as well, from John Jay High School in Cross River. So fake New Yorker, real suburban New Yorker, as we say. And yeah, I'm here to talk to you all about Crimson Education. We're the world's leading college admissions consultancy. A little bit about us, our mission. We believe we're the most successful college admissions consultancy in the US. We help launchpad students' ambitions to top schools such as the Ivy League, Stanford, MIT. We're very proud. We currently hold almost a 7 times acceptance rate than the general public to Ivy League schools. And you can see from our fancy chart here, even the New York schools like Columbia and Cornell were averaging almost, 10 times and 7 times the acceptance rate there. So great for you New Yorkers to stay in state and go out of state as well. So I'm going to give you a quick roadmap for some tips. So this is the format I was given. So I don't know if it's the 10 things, but we're going to go through this real quick. It'll still be 3 to 5 minutes. Basically, the timeline that we have for our students is we start working with students as soon as even 6th grade. So I know most of you are here with high school, but you're not behind at all. So we have this traditional timeline we follow. So we usually start with our 8th to 10th graders. That's where it's a candidacy building time. So we're trying to identify where maybe your strengths and passions lie. So find those academic extracurricular strengths, start making a strategy about the courses you're taking and enrolling in, and start building that extracurricular profile, that ECL profile. In grades 10 and 11 with most of our students, we're trying to do now a deeper exploration, right? We're trying to get those more tangible, result-driven, quantitative factors to really make sure that you're sticking out amongst your peers. Because I know as a New York high school graduate, our competition is extra fierce. I was always joking with my friends, I wish we lived in Oklahoma because I would be the smartest applicant coming out of that state. But in New York, I was an average PAC student. Sorry for the shots at Oklahoma if anyone here is from there originally. And yeah, and you also your 10th, 11th grade year, you're going to take the SAT and ACT. 8th grade, 11th grade, January and May, that's where we're starting to do more application prep with our students. So taking standardized testing some more, making a strategy about applications, school list deadlines. Then June to December of your senior year, that's where we're finalizing the applications, essays, your activities list, letters of recommendation. And then we get the happy part from January to March where you're starting to receive your decisions and then also starting to enroll in that dream school of yours. So little tips for what freshmen we usually have freshmen do here at Crimson. We have you really, like I said, build out your profile. So we're making sure you're taking those intro level courses you need to at your high school. Make sure they also could align with a narrative. A big part about college applications, at least in the US, is not a fully merit-driven process. They look for so many different factors. It truly is holistic. And I've seen that with so many students. I had a student this year who got into Stanford, I think, and their average was an 88 out of 100, and their test score was a 31 ACT. Why do I think they got into Stanford? Because they had a great narrative and story to tell. And I think that you can still do that even if you go to a super competitive school like you all do. So freshman year, we're really making sure you find all these different factors, making sure you're doing activities you enjoy, but also can tell a story. And we're starting to identify those strengths and weaknesses. Sophomore year, we're trying to build a little bit more of a plan. So taking more rigor, diving deeper into maybe some leadership roles or activities that can stand out a little bit more. Starting to think about college majors. A great part about schools in the US is almost 95% of them let you change to whatever major you want once you're there. So that's something that we do with strategy here at Crimson. You might have other services saying that as well, is we might actually strategize towards a major that you're not 100% sold on yet, because we want to make sure you have an opportunity to go to that college instead, like computer science, for example. If you're applying as computer science, my first goal will be what other majors can we consider, right? We're trying to make sure you have the chance to be at this prestigious institution and get that door open for you. Also, we plan for the summer as well. I know I might be going over time, so I'll go a little quicker. Junior year, we're starting to make the application checklist. So we're trying to get important dates and deadlines figured out. We're taking that SAT and ACT. I'm going to say to you, Brooklyn Tech students, test optional is not a thing for you guys. You go to a really, really great school, and the belief is your education you're getting is some of the best in the entire country. That means you should ideally crush these standardized tests. So if you're sitting here thinking, oh, I want to do test optional, I don't care, please try the test, because that will be a disadvantage for you if you go test optional from a school like yours. Also AP exams, taking the rigorous courses, making sure you have all your essays brainstormed. And then senior year, We're helping you create that narrative, craft those essays, tell your story in the best way possible, and get the best results you can. So that is a little bit about Crimson, a quick little rundown. I'd love to see you all in the breakout room so I can answer your questions and tell you more about our organization. But thank you for the time. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Aiden. Thank you very much. And yes, as he said, if you go to his breakout room, he will have more information. And then at the end of his presentation, you will have time for questions and answers. Our next presentation is Your Best Essay, and our presenter, I believe, is Robert Schwartz. Robert, are you here?
I'm here.
Awesome.
Your
I'm
best
gonna-
college
I'm
essay.
gonna hand it off to you, Robert. Go ahead.
Hi, so I want to thank Brooklyn Tech for allowing me to be here. I feel a little like the odd man out. Crimson, a lot of impressive companies here with a lot of employees, and they can throw a lot of stuff at an applicant, but I'm your best college essay, and that means it's just me. The company is only me. So at Christmas time, Secret Santa, pretty much draw my own name. I've worked with 1,700 applicants on, I don't know, 8 or 10,000 essays since 2010. This past cycle, I had 29 Ivy acceptances by the kids I worked with. Really great kids, some at Brooklyn Tech, some all over the city and the country. So I work one-on-one with every applicant. It's just me and them, just sort of working on the essays together. I could tell you what I do, and I can also do that in the breakout room. But I think for this evening, I'd like to show you what I do. This is what I'm looking for with every applicant I've ever worked with. Last year, I had a kid named Jason. Jason had great grades and test scores. He was on the math team. He was a tutor, and he played tennis. Somehow, in the first phone call that I worked with Jason, he told me that he had asked a girl out on a date and she had said no, and he was depressed over it. And maybe Jason trusted me, and he said he was never going to do that again. And I kind of laughed and said, no, I think you're going to do that a lot. Jason then confessed to me that he wasn't very sociable. He didn't really like to go out, didn't really like to go to parties, which is going to be really tough for the schools he applies to. He then informed me that he was going to UPenn for the summer to do a 3-week program. And I said, just off the top of my head, hey, Jason, when you're there, say yes to everything. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, just say yes to everything you're offered in those 3 weeks in Philly. And he left, and he came back a month later, and we were on the phone. And I had kind of forgotten I told him this. And it wasn't until sort of towards the end of the call, he said, oh, by the way, I did that thing. And I said, what thing? He said, I did that yes thing. I said, oh, how'd it go? Jason had the best 3 weeks of his life. He said yes to everything. He said yes to Indian food, which he'd never had before, lactose intolerant all night. He said yes to going to a silent disco because he'd never danced in public before. He said yes to forcing himself to go meet a professor and a TA. He forced himself to go hear some panel on machine learning, which he was never interested in. And by the end of the 3 weeks, he felt like a different person. And he told me all these experiences that he had. And I thought, well, that's an essay that changes the narrative from I'm Jason, who plays tennis and tutors and is on the math team. And it was really one of the most beautiful essays I think I've ever worked on with an applicant. He got into Duke early, and he's thriving. He is not in his room on a Saturday night studying, as I had feared he might be seen as. And that's what I hope to find. That's my goal with every applicant. Every student I work with has a story. They just don't know what their story is. They really don't know how to express themselves. And so I ask lots of questions, and I take lots of notes, and I help them find a narrative for their personal statement that only they could write, something that will differentiate themselves from everybody else. And through the personal story and the supplements, we own the message. We will tell the school what it is that you should know about this applicant besides the grades and test scores, which are, impressive in their own right. I love what I do. The kids are great, and all I want them to do is have choices at schools that I think they're competitive for. And I'm happy to discuss, the specifics of my process and my service in the breakout room. And everybody can ask me all sorts of questions about sort of what I do. you know, how much fun we have doing it. And thank Brooklyn Tech for allowing me to be here.
Thank you, Robert. Much appreciated. And again, Robert will have much more to say in the breakout room. So if you're interested in hearing for that, just remember to head to Robert's breakout room. Our next room is with Epiphany, which is going to talk about how to write a killer brag sheet for your recommendation letter. Brian, are you here? Or is somebody here from Epiphany?
Yes,
Eh.
I'm here.
Oh, great,
Oh,
Brian.
okay.
Thank you. I'm going to hand this off to you and make sure that if you need to share your screen for anything, you should be fine. Thank you, Brian.
Okay, so I will just put up some details currently of Epiphany. Sorry, 1 second here.
Brian, you should be able to share your screen if you
Yeah.
need to.
Okay, thank you. So here is just some details of Epiphany's matriculation for the last year or so. Okay, so I'd like to introduce Epiphany Manhattan Academy, which is a premier. By the way, is my screen sharing? Okay. I'd like to introduce Epiphany Manhattan Academy, which we are a premier university admissions consultancy in Midtown. We're dedicated to transforming the academic and personal aspirations of our students into their admissions into their dream school. So how do we do this? Well, we do it by supporting students to discover and highlight their passions and then develop their unique strengths and provide them with the inside information that comes with so many years of observing and taking part in the competitive world of college admissions. So for over 15 years now, we have worked specifically with students from specialized local high schools like Brooklyn Tech. And so we know exactly what it takes for them to stand out in the competitive landscape that university admissions is at the moment. And along with supporting students to achieve and maintain high GPAs, the highest GPA possible, we also guide them in developing extracurricular activity profiles that demonstrate their spike or their standout passion that sets their narrative apart from other students that are applying to the same courses and programs. So at Epiphany, we specialize in curating opportunities that help students develop that spike. For example, we actively support students in finding and leading nonprofit initiatives or community service projects that align with their interests. For instance, our regular mission trips to underserved schools in places like Puerto Rico give students the opportunity to gain diverse and community-focused experience that allow them to develop leadership that they can't get elsewhere, strengthening their profiles for their college admissions. So in terms of making sure that the students' GPAs are maximized for their applications, we have expert instructors from institutions like Columbia and MIT who can give really unparalleled guidance for standardized tests like the SAT, ACT, as well as maybe AP classes where students might be struggling or need some help with. And of course, giving support for entrance to advanced competitions like AMY and AMC, math Olympiads, history Olympiads. And we're also proud to be the only team in the tri-state area that compete in the iGEM contest. And we have consistently earned top places and medals, showcasing our students' innovation in STEM. And then beyond academics, we also have an art studio and music school that helps students develop their creativity and demonstrate it through expertly built portfolios and performance opportunities. So, and then of course, there's the important aspect of essay writing, which was just covered a moment ago. And so when it comes to essay writing, our team also provides personalized coaching and strategic guidance that have enabled our students recently to gain admissions to top schools like Harvard, Princeton, Oxford, Cambridge. So by helping students craft really compelling and authentic narratives, we put the icing on the cake by ensuring the applications can stand out in every element, from activity lists to essays and also interview coaching, things like that, if necessary later on. And so today we'd like to share a little bit of our expertise by describing how to write an excellent brag sheet that will inspire teachers to write the best recommendation letters that they can. type of recommendation letter that will allow students to stand out from the pack. So thank you for joining us. And then Kevin now will take over and talk a little bit about how to write a killer brag sheet. And then you're welcome to meet us in the breakout rooms later if you have any questions about how Epiphany can help you elevate your university application to the next level. Okay, thank you very much. And I'll hand you over to Kevin.
Thank you, Brian. Kevin, so we will go as soon as we move over into the breakouts, you can start your presentation. We have one final group, excuse me, I'm going to admit one more person here. We have the Princeton Review. Do we have, Nabiba, are you here from Princeton Review? Princeton Review is supposed to be discussing, is there any value in students from academically rigorous schools in taking and submitting standardized tests, the SAT or the ACT, when they're optional? Nabiba, are you here from Princeton Review? Is anyone here from Princeton Review? Okay. I don't know. We can try and Nadej, maybe you could contact Teresa and she could contact Nabiba to see what there must have been some issue. Because we should be starting with four breakouts. Nadej, if you can do that, I'm just going to go through what the topics are in the 4 breakout rooms. And the first one for Crimson is Crimson will be discussing the 10 tips for high school parents of each grade level on top college admissions. Our second breakout group will be from Your Best Essay, and the topic is why the college essays matter now more than ever. Our third topic is from Epiphany, which is how to write a killer brag sheet for your recommendation letter. And then finally, if we get Princeton Review into the room, their topic is there any value in students from academically rigorous schools and taking and submitting standardized tests, the SAT or ACT, when they are optional? So guys, give me 1 second. We're just trying to see where Princeton Review is. We're just going to give them 2 minutes. We're going to ask Nadej to just check on them right now. And see if there's been a communication. Otherwise, we'll just break it down to the 3 breakouts. Maybe there was a miscommunication with scheduling. So can we go back, take off sharing screen? And see if we have any questions about anything that's not related to these topics. Do you have any questions for Tiffany and I or about the gala? Please feel free to put it in the chat or raise your hand and ask us a question. We're just going to give them a couple minutes to see what's going on with Princeton, because normally Princeton Review has been a big support of us over the years, so we don't know something may have happened. So we're just going to give them a couple minutes.
Hi, Kim. We're still trying to reach them.
Yeah, thank you, Nadej.
Okay.
So if you guys have any questions, throw it in the chat or ask us. Tiffany and I are happy to answer questions for you.
Okay, Kim, this is Sharon.
Yeah, hi, Sharon.
Regarding the 50-50, so parents, they do not need to present to buy it, right? So they can buy the 50-50 raffle. They don't have to be on site, right?
We are going to do 2 50-50, and
Okay.
Tiffany, correct me if I'm wrong. There will be one online, and then there will be a second one that will only be available to people that are at the actual event. So we'll
Okay.
have 2 winners.
So whatever we can purchase online could be for everybody, including friends and family.
Absolutely. People that
Okay.
are in California can be part of that 50-50. Absolutely.
That will be great. Yeah, so some parents just asked
Yes.
me, I told
For
them,
su-
like
for
they
sure.
can pass to their
Yes.
family, friends. Okay.
Thank you, Sharon.
it.
Yes, absolutely. And if anybody, again, if you have anything, if we have any parents here that are corporate people, which I was in my prior life, and I so wish I still was, because I had Yankee, Mets, Knicks tickets, hockey tickets. It's so sad. But if any of you have access to any of those corporate tickets, we'd love that. We've got some amazing tickets, Knicks tickets that are like a fifth row right behind all the celebs that we're going to have as one of our grand prizes. But anything that you have would be wonderful. And any donation that you have, we will gratefully take that from you. Thank you, and acknowledge that in our program, your donations.
Hi, Kim. We can't reach them.
This is I have to, and I'm going to apologize to everybody because Princeton Review is usually we've had a relationship with them for well, I've been there for 8 years and before I was there, so I'm not sure what happened. So we are going, Leslie, we are going to go with 3 breakout rooms tonight. So we'll have Crimson, which is going to discuss, Aiden is going to discuss the 10 tips for high school parents of each grade level on top college admissions. And we will have, Lorraine will be the moderator from our executive board for that. And then, from Your Best Essay, Robert Schwartz is going to talk about why the college essays matter more now than ever. And our, Amy will, from our executive board, will be the moderator for that. And then finally, from Epiphany, Sharon will be our moderator, and they will be Brian will be talking about how to write a killer broadsheet for your recommendation letter. So we're going to hold these breakout rooms open for about 30 minutes. The presentation's about 10, and then you'll have time for questions. Once you hear the presentation, if you'd like to move to another breakout room and ask questions, please feel free to do so. And then if you'd like to return at the end of 30 minutes for any additional questions, we'll be here waiting for you. So Leslie is going to be running the 3 breakout sessions, but we'll all be here if you have any questions. So Leslie, go ahead, set out your breakouts and go.
All right. Again, thank you guys. I'm going to go ahead and open the breakout rooms. You guys can hear me okay, right? All right, we're good to go. You'll see it pop up on your screen, guys. Go ahead, feel free to select where you would like to go. There's only 3 current breakout rooms. Enjoy.
Leslie, I don't see the.
If you are a co-host, they would have to be removed as a co-host to have breakout room option. Is that Amy?
No, this is Lorraine for
Lorraine.
Lorraine.
Where do you need to go again? I'm sorry.
Crimson.
I'll put you there. 1 second.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't see a breakout room. I couldn't select. Can someone just assign me to Epiphany?
Sure, 1 second.
Thank you.
Hi there, it's Man White. I'd like to go into the Richard room 2, please.
Leslie will get you there in just 1 second.
Richard, you said?
Yes, please. Thank you, Leslie.
Man White Challenge.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Ms. Torres, I'm going to the other meeting. Talk to you later.
This is Sangeeta.
Okay, no problem.
I don't see any breakout rooms. I'd like to go to the writing a college essay, Robert.
Could someone please put me in Robert Schwartz's essay room?
Is that Yang Wang? Leslie,
Yes.
I'm sorry. Where would you like to go?
The essay, Why Are College Essays More Important Than Ever? Robert Schwartz.
That would be Your Best Essay, Leslie, with Robert Schwartz.
Thank you.
Okay, it's not moving. Let me try to figure out why. 1 second.
We'll get you there.
Hi, Man White again, same here. Robert's room.
I'm sorry, Man White Chung, where would you like to go?
To Robert's room, essay writing, please.
Robert's room, I'll have Leslie send you there momentarily.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I also didn't see the breakout room. Could I go to Crimson, please?
Sure, give us a second, Christian.
Oh,
Leslie,
what?
when you've got a moment, Manuel Chung would like to go to Robert's room, your best essay.
Oh,
I did put it in there. I'll try it again.
Okay, thank you.
This is Sangeeta. I'm trying to go to Robert's room.
All right, give us one moment because we've got Christian after Manuel.
iPhone people do not know tell who's who.
I'm sorry, can you, just raise
Okay,
your
so
hand?
for Menway,
Yes,
um,
hi.
you're still here. Okay, because you're not coming up on my list to move you.
Mhm.
It's the oddest thing.
I'm looking at the list of participants and I don't see him either.
Right.
You put me into the epitome earlier, and I didn't join that one.
Okay, I'm not sure. Let me try it again.
Thank you then.
I'm looking as well, Leslie, I don't see him either.
Hello.
Manuel, could we ask you perhaps to I'm gonna remove you and ask you to come back into the Zoom?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
No, don't move him. He's
No?
in Epiphany. I have to move him
You
from
got
there.
him?
I
Okay,
got
all
it.
right. She's got you. She's gonna move you.
Thank you.
This is Anyang Choi. Can I be put in Epiphany?
Yes, give us 1 second. We'll be right there to Epiphany. Can you do it? Vito's
so-
trying to help Leslie.
Okay,
I'm
no
sorry,
problem.
this is
What was the
Sangeeta.
other person? I'm
This is
sorry.
This is Sangeeta again. I was trying to get into Robert's room.
Essay.
We have iPhone 8. If you could rename yourself, that would be very helpful.
Hi, I'm Cecilia. Could I go to Crimson, please?
Cecilia would like to go to Crimson. I'm saying that for Leslie and Vito, whichever one can get you there quicker.
All right, I don't see her on my
She's
list.
fine.
Maybe
Vito got
Vito
her.
did it. Okay.
You got her. Is
Next,
there
anyone?
anybody else that is not in the breakout room that they'd like to be in?
Yes. Sorry, Manuel again.
Manuel is still here. I'm
I
so
got into the
sorry.
Crimson room. I would like to go to the Robert room.
To Robert's room?
Yes.
Vito, why don't you try? Because at Leslie's, it's not showing up for Leslie, right? Could you try? Manuel Chung, he'd like to go to Robert's room, and he's which room are you currently in?
I think I got him there. I don't know. Okay, I did it again. So let's
He's
see
gone
if he
again.
comes
I think
back
you got
again.
him. I think you got him, Leslie.
Hi, this is Susan Lombard. Can you take me to the best essay room?
Susan, where are you currently?
I'm right here. I'm not in any
Okay,
rooms. I got
Susan Lombard
disconnected.
would like to go to Best Essay, which is Robert Schwartz room.
Thank you.
Yes, can you send me to Robert's room, best essay?
Okay, no problem.
Thank you.
This is Rosalind. Can you send me to Robert's room?
Rosalind Haybeck?
Yeah.
Hi, this is Penny.
you.
Can you hear me?
Okay, just give us 1 second. We're trying to get Rosalind. Rosalind, I'm sorry, which room would you like to go to?
To a best essay, Robert's room.
Best Essay, Robert's room.
And Penny, what was yours?
Crimson, please.
Vito, can you get
you.
Rosalind there? I'm still showing Rosalind. Okay, she's gone. All right, anybody else?
I'm so confused why they can't.
I don't know.
They
There's-
might be
there's a
DOE
glitch.
employees, and I don't think you can
Could
move
be.
around.
There's,
Maybe.
there's just a glitch tonight, but you guys you're
Yeah.
getting them there. Is there anybody here in the main room that needs to get to one of the breakouts? All right, we're good right now. That was wonky, but they're there now. And I don't know what happened with Princeton Review. Teresa's trying to contact them.
That's so unfortunate. I hope they don't think it's another day that it's not.
I know.
And we have 12 people still here. Anyone needs to be moved?
Does anyone here, Lucy, April, Christopher, would anybody, Manwoon, would you like to go to one of the breakout rooms? Mara? Would anybody like to go and listen to one of the 3 We have 3 topics that are being discussed. 10 tips for high school parents of each grade level on top college admissions, why the college essays matter now more than ever, or how to write a killer brag sheet for your recommendation letter. Just let us know if you'd like to move to one of those breakout rooms. If you don't want to attend one of the breakout rooms, it's going to be about 25 minutes before people return. So you're welcome to stay here. If you have any questions for us, let us know. But otherwise you can move to one of those breakout rooms.
Thanks, Vito, for jumping in on that. Got kind of crazy.
April, where would you like to go? I see that you're contacting us. Leslie, perhaps we should just assign the people that are here to the other breakout rooms.
No problem. No problem. I'm gonna put them with whoever had the less participant. All right, Kim, done. Mia, Richard, do you guys need me to move you anywhere? Are you guys good?
Hi, Leslie, could you take me to the Crimson breakout room?
Sure, 1 second.
So,
A lot of things that.
All right, Kim, the time is up. People are going to start coming back in, okay?
Hey, everyone. Leslie, is everybody back from the breakout rooms?
They're coming back now.
All right. Everybody, we still have time for Q&A. We would like to apologize for Princeton for not being here. They had a family emergency that happened right before our meeting. So we will have another opportunity for you to speak to them. But for the breakout rooms, which had great information, we're going to keep it open, and you can certainly ask questions. So go ahead and shout out to us and ask whatever questions you have.
So this is my first time around. What is a super score? I was just in the Crimson room.
Crimson, are you on?
Yeah. Hi. Oh,
Okay.
so sorry about that. Yeah, so a super score is where you take your best score from each section of the test. So if you're taking SAT, there's like a reading comprehension score and a math score. So if your child takes, you know, so the SAT's out of 1600, 800 for each section. So let's say they take it once, get like an 800 math, but a 680 English. So that means their total score is going to be, that's going to be what? A 1480 total. Yes, is that right? Is that math? Yes. So they'll have a 1480. But then let's say, okay, the school I'm applying to, I need at least a 1530. So then they would take the test again. Let's say they get, you know, on the second time, they get a 750 math, 750 English. Then what we do is we combine the two scores together. So their score to every college would be read as an 800 math and a 750 English. So then give them that 1550. So a super score is just combining your highest scores from test attempts.
And colleges accept that? They don't care?
They do accept that. Most do. The one school I know of that doesn't is Georgetown. So if Georgetown's your dream, do well the one time, but almost every school does take it.
Great, thank you.
Of course.
Any other questions? Do we have all, Leslie, do we have all three breakouts back?
Yes, we do.
Go ahead, anybody with a question? Wow, you guys must have been good if there's no questions. Pretty impressed with your presentation.
People. I have a question.
We have,
Oops.
Please go ahead.
Kim, do you want to go ahead or?
Go right ahead.
To me? Okay.
Yep.
Hi, Aiden. Sorry, I missed most of your presentation earlier. So do you also help together? Because we have been touring a bunch of schools and we're going to tour much more. So if we come to you, do you also, look at our list and look at the student, obviously, and say, you know what, do you also help put together like a list of schools that,
Yeah.
that we should be looking at, that maybe, were not on our radar?
Yeah, I love doing this. And if a client's open to that, some clients I work with aren't open to that. They come to me and they tell me what schools they're applying to. But if you're open to me recommending and truly getting to do my job of being your strategist and coach, I'll recommend a list that's going to set you up for a ton of success and
Yeah.
also help you be able to make a decision. Like I had a client the other day who was like, okay, we're going on a national tour and we're only going to tour Columbia, Harvard, and Yale. And I was like, that's great. Those are great schools, but they don't track engagement. So I was like, I also want you to go visit schools like Skidmore and Sarah Lawrence and, schools that are also really strong and solid, not Ivy League or like Bowdoin or Williams or Amherst. Because those schools, when they're making their decisions, see if you toured campus and give you points towards that. Because that means you're more likely to enroll if you do things with a school. So that's where I think my job was able to help a family now where they learned they loved Williams more than any other school after they toured it. They would have never done that. And also now we know they have an admission advantage because in Williams' system, they engaged with the school. So if I can do that with a client and they're open to it, that's my favorite type of student to work with.
That's great because because I find that everyone is touring the same schools, right? Everyone wants to get into like Skidmore would be amazing, but just based on a student's grade, extracurricular, personality, I just feel like what are some of the schools that other families are not touring? They're not name brand schools, but they could be fantastic for our child. So just things that are not that we're not aware of because just it's like you guys are in the business, like what's out there. So yeah, and and it doesn't. Do you like? I feel like a lot of the names that you have put out there, like they're all like amazing schools, but are there also schools that are like they're amazing schools, but they might not have the same reputation as a Bowdoin or Hamilton or Colgate, but that are just equally as great and a little less competitive to get into because less kids are applying to them.
Yeah, and like so many acceptance rates are like institution. So rankings are a huge thing in admissions. I don't want to get too nerdy about, but like a school like Northeastern. I remember when I was applying Northeastern, their acceptance rate when I applied was 40%. You know why I went down to 5%? Because they invested millions of dollars in international applicants and they reject any applicant who can't afford to pay $80,000 a year. So what that do to their acceptance rate? That brought it down a ton because they were automatically rejecting 20,000 students a year. Right. So like, but what can get a kid into a school like that? Touring the campus, going to 15 virtual events. They won't care about their test score at that point. They'll think we're getting $80,000 from a family. We will take that student. So there's a whole game playing, and that's what I hope I can do is why we're so good at our jobs here at Crimson is because not only do we have the secret sauce to Ivy League schools, and I apologize to other companies if I'm taking too much space, but yeah, email me, fill out our form. I'd love to chat with you more. I don't want to go into in particular schools now because I don't want to take up too much space, but please talk with Crimson. I want to help you guys.
Well, just one more note on Northeastern. We did tour it, and you could feel the money has just been pouring into that school. Amazing facilities.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Thank you.
Of course.
Aiden, do you think that with what's going on in the world today, and that we are less receptive to people coming from out of the country, that might be an advantage this year to our graduates?
I actually brought this up in my call, and we had a call internally about this, that there was just a big form signed by like, I forget the acronym, it's like the AAAC or something, the American Educational, basically condemning the White House, saying like what you're doing is not the way we want to go. And our internal track at Crimson actually thinks that international applications will go up or stay stagnant. We do not see it going down because colleges are going to emphasize even more. This is who we are. Yeah, the AACU. Thank you. So we think a lot of colleges are that's how they're going to show resistance in maybe ways where they can't afford to do what Harvard's doing, but they can say, you know what, we're going to actually continue recruiting internationally because we want to be a global campus. It's going to show a huge perspective. So I don't want to say that there will be more of an advantage, I will say, let one of the great companies here help coach you through it. And that's why we're all here today. We're all here to help say this process is very daunting. I was a first gen college student. I applied to 30 colleges. Like, I don't want your kid to go through something stressful like that. I want them to go through successful and get the results they deserve, whether it's one of our great Ivy League schools or whether it's a top 100 university or even a community college. So, yeah, but we think internally, international admission is actually going to stay pretty stagnant.
I have a question for Kevin from Epiphany Manhattan. Hi, Kevin. My name is Yang. So can you just, I missed your breakout earlier. Can you just talk a little bit more about the role of Epiphany? It sounds like earlier to me that you kind of, it's almost like you put a portfolio together for kids. You know, whether it's like an art portfolio or it's like, you know, sports portfolio. How does that work?
So something we want to keep in mind when we're applying to colleges is that we're trying to build something like a cohesive narrative around a particular student, right? So students, oftentimes when they come time to apply to college, they've accumulated several extracurricular activities. Maybe they're also a painter or a pianist, and kind of these disparate elements. Sometimes there's difficulty for students in kind of figuring out a way to package everything in a way that feels like neat and deliverable, especially when it comes time to talk to teachers about recommendation letters, right? We don't want recommendation letters that feel boilerplate or feel, you know, mundane or bland. We want something that speaks to that student's passions and their interests and their seriousness of purpose. So part of kind of building that portfolio, whatever it might be, whether it's an artistic portfolio like a visual art or music or something else, we had a couple students build, you know, architectural portfolios as well. Those are all kind of these different aspects that come together on the brag sheet to basically fill out the student in a peripheral sense, things that go beyond metrics, beyond test scores. So here at Epiphany, we typically meet students pretty early to build that school list. And we like to do that because we want students to know and to keep in mind that, you know, college is for them, right? So going to Harvard obviously is like not, it's not guaranteed. Sure, that's a lot of kids' dreams. But I think like someone already mentioned, any school really has an opportunity to be like Harvard if I think you put the work in, right? And you do good research, right? Good preliminary research. And so we want students to think about what their priorities are, right? Like what kind of educational experience do they want out of college? Do they work better in like a collaborative space or, you know, more one-on-one? Would they prefer a smaller, you know, teacher to class ratio? Do they want to be somewhere more urban or somewhere more, you know, agrarian? These kinds of things are important to know, so that when it comes time to apply to college, we're not going in blind and we're not just relying on arbitrary rankings which change every year. Those things are important to know. So to answer your question about portfolios, what we do here, we basically meet students as regularly as possible, so that all of these elements can come together at the end in a way that feels communicable and cohesive, and not just like a bunch of things that you just did for like resume padding. And I think building that portfolio is obviously really important, and it's been pretty successful in past years.
Thanks, Kevin. Thank you. Any parents, if you feel free to type a question into the chat, because we've still got a few minutes to go forward. So if you have any questions at all, you can obviously raise your hand and ask a question, but if not, you can just type it into the chat. Please go ahead. And tomorrow, I just want to mention that there's a college fair tomorrow, but I'd like to emphasize tomorrow is for the students that are currently juniors and their parents, because if sophomores or freshmen are attending this, it becomes overcrowded and unmanageable for the college reps. And it's really not fair because the sophomores can come next year and the freshmen in 2 years. Everybody will have their time. Tomorrow is juniors only. So please, you know, give that some consideration. Thank you. All right. Any more questions? Anybody at all? All right, well, I'm sure that our very gracious presenters have given you their contact information so that you can, reach out to them if you have additional questions or if you'd like to set up a program with their company. I'm sure they'd be happy to talk to you about that. Again, last chance. Any more questions? All right, Tiff, go ahead.
Kim,
Yes.
Since I only can be able to join one break room, so I
Yes.
know we are going to have a recording for the YouTube, but will the other two break room to be posted too?
I'm not sure because they're breakouts. I'm not sure if they will be recorded, but I'm sure that our presenters would be happy to. I'm sure they'll give us a PowerPoint of what they discussed.
Yeah. Can they? Because like for myself, I would like to see the other two.
Exactly. I was only in one as well. I was as well, guys. We can, we can have Teresa reach out to you guys to see if we can get a PowerPoint of the presentations because I'm not sure. I think the Zoom captures the main meeting. I'm not positive if it kept. Leslie, any ideas? Does it capture the breakouts?
No, it only captures the main meeting.
Okay, so guys, maybe we can reach out to you to get a summary of your presentations, because I think the people that weren't there would like to hear from all of you as well, because you all had great topics tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
Tiffany, anything else you'd like to add?
No, I think we're good.
All right, everybody, again, please consider purchasing tickets to attend our gala on May 22nd. There'll be a lot more information coming to you almost every day to annoy you until you feel guilty and buy a ticket. But for all our presenters, you guys were so informative. Thank you so much. It was great to hear from all of you, and we really appreciate all of your support throughout the year. And again, if you can provide us with, a summary of your presentation for people that weren't in your breakouts, that would be fantastic. All right, let me just check. There's a few more messages in case there's more questions before we hang up. I think we're good. Everyone's just saying thank you because you guys did a great job. All right, could I get a motion to adjourn our meeting?
Motion.
All right, second. All right, well, thank you everybody so much.
Good night.
And we apologize again for Princeton. They did have a last minute emergency, so we'll arrange a schedule to redo that event. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to our presenters. You guys were wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.